So three foundations really have to be in place and working together. You have your automated data movement, and then you have your governed lakehouse architecture, and then you have your trusted enterprise semantic layer that sits on top. So I wanted to walk through each one of these. And Kelly, I thought you could start us off and just talk about, what automated data movement is and why does it matter for AI readiness?
Yeah, I will frame this one up around something I've been thinking a lot about lately. Automated data movement, when you talk about AI and agents, and I think David, either you or Adam said this earlier. I mean, there's a lot of different layers there to think about when you need to get this right, right? You don't want to break that trust around AI on your first few projects that you're putting out the door. Um, there is always a balance of, and I think you mentioned a stat that I don't know, 11 or 12% have kind of been successful or progressed on this. And I think we're all kind of everybody doing this right now, which is everybody, I believe, is kind of balancing out how much determinism do I build into my agent? In other words, not give the agent any leeway, and then how much probabilistic creativity do I give that agent? And I think when you start thinking about automated data movement, especially as it relates to what Fivetran does, let me throw out some dimensions of Fivetran here. I don't know if we talked about these. So Fivetran is autonomous. Well, you have to, just like you have to set up an agent one time, you have to set up Fivetran one time. You set up Fivetran one time, it operates autonomously, it's fully automated, it's fully reliable. And again, flipping that 97% pipeline failure, Fivetran flips that to 99.97 reliability. So autonomous, automated, reliable, secure, and ultimately very deterministic, right? I mean, there's certain things that I've got a contract within my organization around that I do not want to break. And one of those is data moving into my platform of choice, Databricks, Microsoft, knowing that that data is very, very trustworthy. And so I think when you think about automated data movement, I think there are additional dimensions that you want to take into consideration that become really important again for any data workload, but especially as it relates to AI, to agentic processing, and to AI assistants that are helping us out every day.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. So Adam, yeah, once it arrives, where does it go?
Yeah, no, thanks. Super excited about this. So Fivetran obviously is, as Kelly suggested, right? Having that confidence in the pipeline and making sure that you've got that deterministic, consistent flow of data. So, if we were having this discussion 15 years ago, we probably weren't talking about lake houses. We probably weren't talking about a medallion architecture, probably talking about like enterprise data warehouses, right? And so how do those build and what's ETL? You extract the data, you transform it, and then you load it. And now with the new modern analytics kind of data stack, and as things have evolved over the last, 10 years, there's this concept of a medallion architecture. So you might be aware there's this bronze, silver, gold. So if you think about the layer, you're going to bring that data in, like Fivetran consistently can bring that data in, and making sure that it's coming and flowing in into, we consider that kind of the bronze layer where you bring that raw data initially. Again, there's always transformation you can do. What we do is we, at the silver layer, is where we're then transforming that data and making it more ready for the business, but not fully ready because the data lives all over the place in different dimensions and facts and so on. So the silver layer is kind of where you do a lot of that transformation. Without you do that with SQL at the lake house, maybe you're using DBT, things like that. But really, then the gold is where that's the layer that the business is exposed to. So you kind of build on one from the other. So you have bronze, and you transform it in the silver, and then you basically deploy it in gold. So we deliver gold as kind of a semantic model that may or may not live at the lakehouse level. So in a nutshell, that's kind of the foundation of that. David, I'll let you explain
Yeah, no, great. Thanks, Adam. And it's a great handoff. So, I think the gold layer of the lake house is also your semantic layer, but that semantic layer could also be built in a semantic model, right? And so we deliver semantic Power BI models, but they're both doing the same thing. And the trick is how do you get those in sync? So obviously the semantic layer is really important for business analytics and BI. It's where, revenue gets defined once, and then every report and every dashboard and now every AI tool uses it consistently. It's where your tables are related to each other with your different joins. It's where hierarchies are defined to support roll-ups and drill downs, right? It's really ultimately where your business context is ingrained. And as you know, with AI, it's all about context, right? Especially when it comes to agentic and context engineering.